Hello people of the internet, I am not an Englishman and this is yet another YouTube video, and in this specific particular one I am gonna go deep down the rabbit hole of a philosophical question that is, what technical knowledge is a director required to have? What I find really fascinating and challenging even in film is that it's basically translating emotions into very technical and sometimes even mathematical language. So what in your mind can be, I don't know, a very tragic scene, sooner or later it will have to be translated into ISO, into f-stops, into frames per second, into color, temperature, not to mention the makeup and the wardrobe. And then in the end, you kind of hope that all this mathematical and technical stuff gets translated back again into emotions. So basically, as a director, your job is to explain your vision to people who you surrounded yourself, and then these people are able to translate your emotion into mathematical and technical language. So I guess in short we could say that the answer to our starting question is none. You don't really need any technical knowledge. But film is a visual and auditory medium. To me, a director not knowing what is going on his set or how to technically achieve certain thing is like a painter not knowing that, I don't know, putting blue and yellow color together will result in a green color. The more you know, the more precise your final vision can be. I don't know, you might get stuck on a certain scene and something doesn't work, and maybe you just need to change the lens, or maybe you just need to change the lighting, which surprisingly, it's quite often a thing that might save your scene. If it doesn't work, just turn a few lights off or change something and immediately you get a new scene, a new perspective. Anyway, when we were shooting my film, we got stuck in a certain scene where the shot just did not work. Whatever we did, we changed the camera position, we changed the position of the actors and everything, and it just didn't come together. And then I proposed we change the lens from a 50mm to a 35mm, and suddenly everything just clicked. It just worked, the actors were just nicely apart, because when you change a lens, perspectives changes, so whatever was in background is now further away, or if you put a longer lens, it's gonna be closer. Yes, it is the DOP's job to know all this stuff and to know when to change the lenses and how certain lenses work, but it certainly doesn't hurt if you propose a new solution. Now, I'm not going to make a video about how different lenses affect the shot, because there's millions of them and some really good ones on YouTube, so do your homework and search and check them out. Some of them are really, really good and I would really suggest you do it, because there's a huge difference. I don't know, if you use a wide lens for people, the face is gonna be a bit wider. If you use a long lens, say 85mm or 100mm, it's very flattering to the face. But again, it also depends from a person to person. A lot of times it happens that prior to shooting the film, the DOP will take some time off with usually the main actors, and they will just try how different lenses work on their faces and which one works best for that particular case. It might be a bit easier for me to talk about these things since I'm coming from a photography and camera operating background, so it's kind of expected from me to know these things. But still, if you have a friend who is a cameraman, ask him or her if you can go with them just for a shoot and assist them, or just watch how stuff goes on, or maybe just invite them for a beer or for coffee and talk through lenses, or just sit down with them and go through and test them, or rent stuff. You can get so cheap sets of lenses, so from a wide one to a really long one, just take it for a day, test it on your camera and see how stuff works, what happens. And the same goes with sound and music and makeup and everything that makes a film. Maybe sometimes you just need to add some background sound and the scene will immediately pop out. I don't know. Play around, research, learn. I think that in today's age, when we have access to all of these things, like YouTube, where everything is for free, when people do the research for you, when you can go and on the internet site and rent out equipment for cheap, I think if you don't do your homework, you're just lazy. Now, I am 100% supporter of the fact that story is king. It doesn't matter about what camera you shoot it on, what lens you shoot it on, and what resolution or anything. So long as the story is good, people will watch it. But technical things are here to support, to carry your story. Imagine your film is a ship and the crew inside that ship is your film. So you need to adapt. If you're going through the river, you have to have a certain ship. If you're going through the ocean, you have to have a certain type of ship. Please don't judge me, it's a very bad comparison, I know, but it's a comparison still. So if you know how to build certain ships or how certain ships act in certain kinds of waters, it's gonna be easier and it's gonna be much better because it's gonna be made for that particular type of water. So consider this as a filmmaking. Does this make any sense? In my head it does anyway, I hope it makes sense. In a nutshell, as a director, I think you should at least give it a go in learning about other people's skills that are on set with you. If nothing else, you will just have so much more respect of every single person that is on set, because you'll see just how hard it is to achieve the level that they're at. Thank you very much for watching. This has been this week's video. Next week's video will come out next week. Yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't yet. There's gonna be more videos, and I'm starting with regular vlogs as well. Share it with your friends if you think it's useful. If you don't think it's useful, just don't share it. And I'm really interested in what are your thoughts on this topic, so please comment in the comment section. That's it. You can go and, have a life or something.